Well, February 2011 has come and gone. One really big event in the Chicagoland area during February is the Chicago Auto Show. I remember literally growing up with the auto show as a kid pretty much through the entire 1980s. The Chicago Auto Show can be a thrill for a kid or a kid of all ages. Every year at McCormick Place in downtown Chicago, Illinois, the Chicago Auto Show comes to town. Yes, Mike here presents for the 4th year in a row, had the chance to invade the Chicago Auto Show and get a behind-the-scenes look at all the new cars and concept cars being unveiled. This is that big chance for many automobile manufacturers to feature their latest and greatest, including concept cars that are not on the market yet, but are premiered here to let the public see them right here and now. Mike Kira presents had the chance to look at some awesome cars, but also had the chance to get up close and personal and check out the pretty insides of cars as well. Again, all major car manufacturers were holding press conferences and presentations for the media to show what their cars can really do. High-ranking executives of some of the biggest automobile makers in the world were on hand to speak on behalf of their shiny brand new cars as well as concept cars. Highlights for this year's Chicago Auto Show included demonstrations at both the Jeep display as well as the Ford display, letting guests feel how it is to ride in a vehicle going through a special obstacle course, and to feel the durability and reliability of these vehicles to show you what they can really do, baby. And that's right, baby. We're here at the Chicago Auto Show, 4th time for Mike Kara Presents. And right now, I have the pleasure of being in a 2011 Ram 2500 Bighorn Crew Cab 4x4, and man, this is the kind of car I need. I got my driving hat, which is also my bass playing hat, as well as my outgoing places hat, and this seems like an awesome car. And as every year, we are going to take a look at the Chicago Auto Show. This is the big time for all those great car automobile manufacturers to get out there and promote their cars, promote their pretty new cars, and just say, hey, this is what I got. And once again, at the Chicago Auto Show, and we're just going to take a look around and see what we can find. Well, we're back, and I'm now with Ralph Gio, who is the CEO of the Dodge brand. And Ralph, first of all, tell us, you have some great cars that you're promoting here. First of all, tell us a little bit. We understand that you have the Charger, and now you have this car here. And tell us about this one here that we're seeing.
Well, I love this show, first of all. The Chicago Auto Show is a really fun show. There's a lot of enthusiasts that live in the Chicago area. So we've basically introduced our RT line. RT stands for Road and Track. So this is our performance division, so to speak. So even our minivan, so we have a minivan called the Caravan RT, affectionately called the Man Van internally. It's codename Man Van, where we've stiffened the suspension, made the interior all black like a man cave, so it's a lot of fun. So it's a vehicle that's very flexible, but if you only have the one car and you need a minivan, why not, right? And then on the other end of the spectrum, we introduced the new Charger SRT8, which is the pinnacle of what a Charger is all about. So 465 horsepower, phenomenal improvements in performance, and also 25% improvement in fuel economy. So that's what we're trying to do at Dodge is evolve the idea of performance without forgetting that you have to keep improving fuel economy.
And we understand that during your presentation you mentioned that this particular RT, you're trying to bring a little essence of the Charger in for those people that need a minivan, that they could still kind of have that vibe of a Charger.
Yeah, it's something I did it myself when I had a minivan. I put rims on it and lowered it and tried to make it fun. And I challenged my engineers, how far can you take this platform? And I cannot believe it. By stiffening the suspension 40%, it outhandles some of our sedans. It's actually phenomenally agile and fun to drive.
Oh, fantastic. And of course, our audience is always wondering, what gas mileage, how do these cars do as far as gas mileage?
Very good. We're actually right up there with the best in the class. We have 25 miles per gallon in this minivan. We have 20, we haven't put the label yet. We're going to be in the mid-20s with the Charger, and most of our vehicles are either at or leading in their segments.
And we understand that there's a lot of technology in these particular cars that you've got, like, of course, satellite radio, and you've got sound systems. So you're really making it quite an experience for the customer.
Yeah, and what we've been doing lately is working on what we call passive safety. So what the Charger features, and a lot of our vehicles feature, things like blind spot detection. So now you're on a freeway and you have your blinker on, and you're not sure someone's in your blind spot. The vehicle will tell you that. It'll actually beep and remind you. We have things like cross-path detection, so when you're backing out in a mall, you can tell if someone's coming at you and you can't see them. And on top of that, we have something called forward collision warning. So say you're approaching someone much too quickly, it'll warn, and if you have the vehicle in cruise control, it'll actually apply the brakes for you. So we're trying to take some of these features that are normally on much more expensive vehicles and bring them down to the average person.
Oh, fantastic. And finally, how has the response been for these cars then?
So far, surprisingly good. A lot of people, being journalists, they're already enthusiasts to some degree, so they like to see something that was once lost refound again.
Low first gear, and this is the 2011. This is the Wrangler Rubicon Unlimited. The only difference between this year's and last is the interior is all new this year. This is all little rustic leather bed. Okay, you guys ready to go?
Yeah.
We're gonna start with these logs. Just watch your heads, and I'll try to take it easy with the camera. Here we go. And all these Rubicons that we're in is basically kind of a higher grade of a Wrangler. So these come with 3-inch lifts and 32-inch mud terrain tires that are specially designed for these vehicles. Our ground clearance is about 10.5 inches. So that's really next we got stability. This ramp right here is about a 30-degree angle we're going to take. Now another feature that comes with the Rubicon package is we can disengage your sway bar electronically. So just press the button, disengage the sway bar. As we go up the angle, we'll be about 3 feet up the ground, and the tire's still on the ground. Just crawls up everything. Puts us at a 30-degree angle. Then next we got articulation. This is kind of showing it again with the sway bar disengaged.
Right.
You can see the different angles that we're going to take. And the body stays level, the frame stays different angles. Just to look it up. And these do have 3.8 liter V6 engines in them, 202 horsepower, 237 pounds of torque, towing capacity of 3,500 pounds. And we also have skid plates on the bottom too, so one of these rocks or logs or anything would hit, are protected. And handling is kind of just going through pretty easily and nice and smooth. Traction hill. Our hill here is 18 feet high. It's 35 degrees and it's 35 up, 35 down, and we actually have a little bit of snow cleanup. There we go. So we take it about maybe 2,000 RPMs as we go up. We don't have to go fast. 35 degrees up, 18 feet high. And also new for the Wranglers this year is that we have a hill descent. So press the button, let go of the brakes. Our ABS system takes over as soon as it gets an angle. And it just creeps down by itself without touching any other pedals. press it again.
Well, we're back, and we're here again in the U.S. Army exhibit, and with me is Jesse from the U.S. Army here to talk about this vehicle. It is called a Striker, and tell us a little bit about that, some of the specifications and all this good stuff.
Sure. This is an engineer squad vehicle, one of 10 variants that we developed in General Dynamics Land Systems. What this vehicle does is it goes out, it's a countermine operating vehicle. If you look in the back, we have a lane marking system so that when the mines are clear, it'll mark the lane for the tank vehicle that's following or any convoy that's following. It'll go through there. Very robust. It can withstand a lot of armor, right? It's an 8-wheeled vehicle. Adjustable height for the suspension.
Oh, fantastic. And we want to take a look inside here if we can. And let's take a look. Wow, this looks like this is well built as far as communications here.
Yep, we have a lot of electronic technology inside there. We have a VDT over there, which is our video diagnostic terminal, equipped with a VDET. It's the newest in our technology. It'll tell us what's wrong with the vehicle. It can do, maintenance. Tell us what's going on with the vehicle. It'll do. You can see through it on one side, and over here we have our fire control unit. Up above we have our RWS, which is a remote weapon station. So the gunner sits in that seat right over here. He has a joystick. We'll go inside. I'll show it to you. He uses that joystick. We can close all the hatches down so that the vehicle is under armor. He just sits. Basically looks through his screen and fires away.
Oh, fantastic. And we could go up in here and we see you've got a lot here. Now, how many soldiers could actually fit in here? You have a certain amount of seats.
Exactly. We have the commander over here. We have the driver. We have the assistant driver over here, or the TC. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, fantastic. Now, I couldn't tell. Now, this is actually a tank. I mean, my question is, as far as it can pretty much go over any terrain then. I mean, this thing can pretty much go anywhere then.
It can go pretty much anywhere. Don't confuse it with a tank. It's not a tracked vehicle. It's a wheeled vehicle. So the mobility of it is limited to the terrain that it's in.
Oh, fantastic. And now these are currently being used then in Afghanistan, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Oh, fantastic. Is there anything else we should know about this vehicle then?
It's tried, it's tested in Iraq. It's saved many lives in Iraq and Afghanistan as well. So it's a very well-built vehicle.
Well, we're back, and I'm now with Drill Sergeant Robertson. And first of all, Drill Sergeant, I want to first of all thank you personally from the bottom of my heart for proudly serving your country. It's people like you that really make a difference and the reason we're all here today. But let's talk a little bit about what you do. We mentioned you're a drill sergeant, and part of what you do is training the soldiers then to become the finest they can be then.
Yes, it is. At Fort Jackson, we take civilians and turn them into American soldiers.
Fantastic. So you mentioned now it's Fort Jackson, then you're out of?
Yes, Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
Oh, fantastic. And we also understand that you're actually a mechanic. So, I mean, that's something that you do in the Army as well?
Yes, it is. Yes, I've been doing it for the past 13 years.
Oh, and have you had an opportunity to serve in Iraq and Afghanistan at this point? Or?
I have. I've had 3 tours to Iraq right now.
Oh, fantastic. So again, we salute you for that service. So right now, then, we want to encourage everyone that has an interest, that wants to proudly serve their country, to get a hold of their local recruiter, and then they may be seeing you then.
Yes, they will. Yes, sooner than they think.
Exactly. Okay, is there any final thoughts or anything else we should know?
No, and like I said, I just enjoy my job being a drill sergeant, and I really love what I do, and I encourage young individuals, if they want to serve in the military, to just go for it.
We're back, and I'm now with Darhan Sanders, who is Director of Corporate Outreach of TARDEC. First of all, we'll talk about exactly what TARDEC is.
TARDEC is the Tank Automotive Research Development and Engineering Center. We're located out of Warren, Michigan, which is just about 30 miles north of Detroit. We're responsible for doing research, development, and engineering on ground-wheeled vehicles, so vehicles that are on either wheels or tracks. We're responsible for doing the research, as well as some logistical equipment, water, fuels, and lubes.
Fantastic. And now we see you have a vehicle here. So can you tell us a little bit about this vehicle you've got?
Yes, this is the Serve. It's a prototype. We have a couple of different prototypes within this booth, but this vehicle is the Serve, the clandestine extended range vehicle. It is a hybrid vehicle, diesel engine, as well as batteries for use. It's propelled from its batteries, but the diesel engine helps to charge those batteries, and it could get up to a top speed of 80 miles per hour. It has over 5,000 tons of torque, power torque within the engine, and it can be used specifically for those silent watch capabilities that we need sometimes in the field.
Oh, so yeah, the use is silent watch. So these vehicles then are exactly that. They're designed not to make a lot of noise.
Exactly. If you start it up, once you start it up, the diesel engine will kick in, charges the batteries. But once the batteries are fully charged, the diesel engine will kick off, and it'll be kind of hard to detect that the vehicle is actually on. But you continue to get all of the functionality out of the vehicle without any noise being heard.
And as we're saying now, this could be used like in Iraq and Afghanistan, these vehicles? Or?
It is a prototype right now.
Prototype, it will be.
Correct. So right now we're looking at the technologies within the vehicle, and then once they are fully matured, they can be transitioned over to a tactical vehicle or a platform.
Okay, thanks so much. Any final thoughts or anything else we should know, or any other vehicles you've got you'd like to mention? Or?
Well, we have a couple other vehicles within the booth, the MXT and Future Tactical Truck System, and they're, again, prototypes for the Army, hybrid technology. And it's important that we're looking at hybrid technology to reduce the fuel consumption on the field, because that's the long logistical tail of hauling fuel on the field. So if we can reduce that, then of course we can ensure that the vehicles are moving further along without much gas or logistical tail to follow along.
So, welcome to the all-new 2011 Ford Explorer.
Okay.
We have some pretty cool new features. So we have 2 obstacles to kind of represent those features for you. with all-wheel drive system, as we approach the teeter-totter, you start to climb up some sort of slippery spot, whether it's sand, ice, snow. You want that power to transfer over to the wheel that has most grip. So as we start to head up, you'll notice the slide plates. We'll get to the second one. The left front will actually start to spin right about here for you. So it's actually sliding a little bit. Power transfers to the right side. If you can head up, no problem whatsoever. Piece of cake. So we'll actually get about halfway up, and the teeter will actually start to fall over on us. About there. There we go. So on the way down, we'll actually push the hill descent button.
Okay.
I actually release my foot off the brake pedal. The car's doing this itself. It'll actually give us the right amount of speed for the greatest hill that we have. And as we approach the sands, this is actually another very cool feature. On the fly, you can actually put it into a sand mode.
Oh.
So, I mean, whether you're going 20 or stopped, you can throw it in there.
Great.
We'll head into the sand. It'll give you more torque, more wheel speed to whatever wheel needs it. As you're going through, I mean, fine sand, we're going through like it's nothing. I mean, pretty simple, really easy, great feature. And as we're still moving, we're going to throw it back into the normal, just everyday mode. And that is the all-new 2011 Ford Explorer.
Oh,
So
fantastic.
it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Well, we're back at the auto show here in Chicago, and I am now in a 200S convertible concept, a Chrysler, and I'm so excited to have the engineer that actually designed this particular car. Is that correct? And this is Doug Verley?
Right. Hello. Yeah, it's been my privilege to work on the revisions that we've made to this car in the last few months, including the interior changes that you can see wherever you look, the soft touch materials, the upgraded materials, the improved seating comfort, as well as the suspension and the ride and handling, the things you can't see so easily. The suspension bushings that we changed, the new suspension geometry, we put much better tires on the car, wider tires, we lowered the car in the front and rear. All those things work together to make us, I think, give us a much better vehicle to drive down the road, a lot more confident feeling now. And we also upgraded the powertrains. We have a 6-speed transmission on our 4-cylinder engine, and then in the 6-cylinder engine we have a 283 horsepower Pentastar V6, so we're very proud of that.
Fantastic. Now, as I mentioned, that this is a concept car, so this particular one is not on the market yet, or?
That's right. The S model that we're looking at right here is not yet available. Basically, this has some revisions that will make it somewhat unique in the market, but the non-S model will be for sale here in the first quarter.
Oh, fantastic. So customers could get this pretty soon.
Yes, indeed. Yes. We want to make it available for the spring season.
Fantastic. Okay, Doug, thanks so much. Definitely. And now here you've got the Cirrus. This is like the radio what's this here?
Okay, what that is, we call that a media center radio. It has satellite radio, navigation, 30 gig hard drive, all of those kinds of things.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, Doug, thanks so much. You did a great job on this. Anything else we should know about this beautiful car?
Most important thing, I think, is to give it a chance, and if we can get people to drive it, I know that they'll like it.